Otis Ranger. Awesome Tech.
Welcome to Pop Song Tech. I'm Otis Ranger. Music today is going to feature an interview with Jae Jin about his album, Kairos, and the featured single, Ain't About Love. Technology today is going to lift up the curtains on the media measurement space. We're talking about NBC blowing the whistle on Nielsen's total audience measurement product. Stay tuned for more.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열.
Okay, so why are you here, Miss Bonds?
I need somebody I can talk to.
We're talking. Tell me what we're talking about.
I'm so secure. You're here with me. You stay the same. Your love remains here in my heart. So close, I believe you're holding me now in your arms. I belong. You'll never let me go. So close, I believe you're holding me now in your arms. I belong. You'll never let
This is Jae Jin, and you're listening to Otis Ranger on Pop Song Tech.
Warmth is the land of all that I crave inside. There's coldness in the dark of night as I search for the slightest sign. But I don't believe in a heart that has never grieved. And every time I fall, I'm reminded of my reprieve. Like sands through the hourglass, we're just passing through so fast. Don't fall too late. Lay down our walls, let ourselves fall. Don't fall too late. Lay down our walls, let ourselves fall. If ever you get lost, I'd leave 99 to find you. But tell me at what cost do we fight our way through? Like sands through the hourglass, we're just passing through so fast. Don't fall too late. Lay down our walls, let ourselves fall. Don't fall too late. Lay down our walls, let ourselves fall. Sometimes fools are wise. When we fall, we rise. Sometimes fools. When we fall, we rise. Sometimes fools don't fall too late. let ourselves fall.
And that is Jae Jin with his song called Don't Fall Too Late off the 2015 album entitled Kairos. And stick around, we've got a great interview today with Jae Jin in studio, world-renowned singer, songwriter, and actor. We're going to be talking with him about his acting gig on House of Cards from a few years ago as well today. So stick around for that music, that interview. We've got a great topic also related to television, actually, today. We're going to be talking about Nielsen, the audience measurement company, and their solution called Total Audience Measurement, which is trying to get to the heart of how many people are watching a particular video piece of content. And it used to be relatively easy when everybody was watching in front of the TV at night at 8 o'clock together as a family. They were able to measure things in that way. But now with the proliferation of devices and content and networks and OTT vendors and linear channels and everything, they've lost track of where everybody's watching this stuff. And so Nielsen's been trying to put together this thing called Total Audience Measurement so that they can count the number of people that are actually watching a particular show, whether that show is something on NBC or CBS or Netflix, or I guess not Netflix, but you see where we're going here. But they were just supposed to come out with this solution for the industry, which is kind of a foundational solution. It's kind of like, listen, if you want to drive a car, you first need a road, right? Well, the road here for the advertising industry needs to be total audience measurement, but it doesn't exist right now. So you've got a bunch of four-wheel drive vehicles driving off-road right now, kind of bumping into each other and not really driving very efficiently. Well, there's a need for the road. There's a need for total audience measurement. And Nielsen said they had a solution, but just this week, NBC jumped in and said, hold up, wait a minute. What you got right there, it doesn't work. This is actually going to create more harm than good, and you got to stop this thing. Nielsen saying, what are you talking about? We're doing the best that we can, and this is this is the best that we can go to market with, and it's good. And NBC saying, We're going to go into the details on that later, and why it's relevant to you as consumers of video content, consumers of audio content, and also consumers of products that people are trying to advertise to you. It's all tied together into the ecosystem that is the media industry. Stick around for the other side of this show, the second side, the tech side and pop song tech. But we're only days away from Christmas right now. And it is still very, very cold. There's that song "White Christmas," right? And we've certainly got that kind of on the horizon here. I'm sitting here in northern Jersey right now in my man cave, looking out the window, and there's still snow outside. It's been, a good December so far to get you in the mood. I was watching the Rockettes Christmas Spectacular on Amazon Prime last night. We had a holiday party, a Christmas party with some family over last evening. And the Radio City Christmas Spectacular, I have to say, is worth doing if you ever get to New York City. And I've seen it before without the kids a couple of years back before they existed. But they had it on, I guess it was a 2007 show or 2009 show of recording of it. We watched that last night, and, there was snow outside, and it was cold. And now we've got ice outside because it got above freezing, then below freezing, and then you can go basically do ice skating in the backyard now. But if you think it's cold here, don't know if you guys saw this news article this week, but there was a frozen woman that some police officers found in a town in Hudson, New York, pretty close to here. Police in Hudson, New York said that an officer went and smashed a car window to rescue a reportedly frozen woman. The report to police was deadly serious. An elderly woman apparently frozen to death inside a parked car in Hudson, New York. Police in the city say they responded to the call Friday morning with an emergency rescue crew. It was cold. It was cold. Around 5 degrees Fahrenheit, and the car had snow cover and looked like it hadn't been moved in a while. Authorities saw an elderly woman in the front passenger seat. Police said she was wearing an oxygen mask. She did not move and was unresponsive. An officer smashed the rear window, opened the door, and discovered that the woman was really a life-size mannequin. the kind that's used in CPR training. But this was no ordinary mannequin. Photos from the police show it was very detailed, with hair, real clothing and shoes, and even skin blemishes. It was even wearing a seatbelt. Of course, police said that the car owner was, quote unquote, quite vocal. Hudson police said that the car owner eventually showed up at the scene. The unidentified man said he is a sales rep for a company that makes medical training devices. He told police he always transports the mannequin in his car this way, wearing a seatbelt, and was upset that police broke his car window. He apparently was quite vocal and vulgar to my sergeant, said Hudson Police Chief Edward Moore. No charges were filed, but Chief Moore defended the action of his officer. If you park your locked vehicle on the street of a sub-zero night with a life-size realistic mannequin seated in it, of course they're going to break your window. So there you go. Lesson today for you, my friends, is don't do that. If you've got a mannequin, don't leave it in your car parked overnight, especially on a freezing cold day. We got plenty of those in store for us, though. But stick around. We've got the interview here in just a few minutes with Jae Jin on the other side of his featured single today, Ain't About Love. We'll have a conversation about the NBC doing the whistleblower thing there, calling out Nielsen and saying, this is not working. But before we get to the interview, we've got a little pocket full of sound, somewhat relevant. I was at the Paley Center for Media this week, had a great chance to go over there. I'm part of the Paley Media Council, which brings together people from various entities across the media industry. And we got together for breakfast this past week over at the Paley Center, where the CEO of IPG, or Interpublic Group, Michael Roth, was there speaking. And he was speaking to the SVP of Global Media for Unilever, Louis DeComo. And they were talking about the advertising industry and, measurement, the impact of measurement. Facebook just this past week came out and said, oops, we've been miscounting our audience advertising impressions here. We're messing this up. See, nobody can get this measurement thing right. And so much of the advertising industry is based on it because you've got this notion of CPM, right, or cost per thousand. And if you can't count the thousands of people that are watching something, how can you charge them the right amount for a various product or a various advertisement? And, that in turn has impacts on marketing budgets and advertising budgets, which then get baked into the price of goods that go to you, my friends, as consumers. Well, here we go. I had a chance to ask the CEO of IPG himself about this topic this week at the Paley Center.
Whether their analytics are actually
talking about Facebook right now.
They purport to be, and this
That's,
whole issue
Michael
of
Roth.
Transparency is big in our whole industry, not just on Facebook. It's true in all of media, and we're particularly proud of our relationship and how we view transparency. So I've hogged the Q&A enough. And at this point, I got a sign here that says you ought to ask the audience a few questions. So let me do that. Let me turn to the audience and any questions that are out there. Oh, come on, with all these great experts in the business here.
Hi. Thank you for speaking with us this morning. The ARF talks about The ARF Advertising Research Foundation talks about the right amount of dollar spend across different platforms. And you've indicated that the amount of spend on digital is going to exceed television this year. The ARF talks about a snapback, though, that there's an overspend in dollars towards digital, and as a result, you're not seeing the return on the investment that you should be seeing. Do you see that snapback happening from digital back to television, and also perhaps back to radio?
Yeah, I think that there was a study last year, I think it was done by the ANA, the National Association of Advertising, with the white ops. That basically was a wide opening for most of the players when they talk about ad fraud in the industry. So that ranged between 2 to 37%. And of course, if you have not done properly all of your programmatic media buying and you have not done properly an assessment of your media buying, I'm sure that those players are going to